There are those stuck in anger, pain, or fear. Not ready to cross, not yet free. Their world overlaps ours in shadows, reflections, dreams. They wander not to harm, but because they're lost. And they need someone to notice. Some souls linger because of love too deep to let go. They wait in places where memories still echo. Homes, corridors, hillsides. They watch silently, afraid we've forgotten them. But they haven't forgotten us. Others wander with regret. Words they never said, apologies left unspoken. Their presence is not to scare, but to seek peace. They knock not on doors, but on hearts, yearning to be forgiven, or simply remembered. There are those stuck in anger, pain, or fear. Not ready to cross, not yet free. Their world overlaps ours in shadows, reflections, dreams. They wander not to harm, but because they're lost. And they need someone to notice. There are those stuck in anger, pain, or fear. Not ready to cross, not yet free. Their world overlaps ours in shadows, reflections, dreams. They wander not to harm, but because they're lost. And they need someone to notice. Others are afraid to move on. Afraid of judgment, afraid of what they've done. So they cling to the familiar even if it hurts. Old rooms, familiar voices, forgotten corners. Places that still remember their names. Some spirits return to protect the living. They linger not for themselves, but for those they love. A mother watching her child sleep. A soldier guarding his home long after the war. Love doesn't die. Sometimes it stays behind. Wandering souls are not to be feared. They carry pain, but also hope. Their footsteps are soft like whispers through time. They wait not to scare, but to be set free. Sometimes, by you. They appear in moments when time feels thin. At 3 a.m., in doorways, in dreams. Not to frighten, but to remind us they are still near. A flicker of light, a sudden chill. Signs that whisper, I'm still here. Sometimes, they come to finish something left undone. A message, a warning, a goodbye they never gave. They reach through the veil one last time. Not with words, but through symbols, dreams, feelings. They ask, will you listen? There are those stuck in anger, pain, or fear. Not ready to cross, not yet free. Their world overlaps ours in shadows, reflections, dreams. They wander not to harm, but because they're lost. And they need someone to notice. You don't need to be a priest or a prophet. You only need a heart that's open. Say their name, forgive their wrongs. Invite light where there was once fear. And watch how love sets them free. Some souls follow us not to harm, but to remember. They stay close to the ones they once loved deeply. In silence, they walk beside us. You may not see them, but sometimes you feel them. A breath, a presence, a memory that won't fade. There are places where the veil is thin. Old houses, sacred spaces, forgotten paths. There, the living and the lingering gently meet. Not in fear, but in reverence. As if time pauses, for both worlds to breathe. When we honor the dead, we offer peace to the restless. A name spoken aloud, a flower placed with love. These are not rituals of fear, but bridges of grace. They feel it, they hear it. And slowly, they begin to let go. There is a silence where souls speak the loudest. Not with words, but with presence. You enter a room, and something lingers. A warmth, or a sorrow that has no source. It's not your imagination, it's memory made real. Children sense them first. Before fear is learned, they see what we forget. an invisible friend, a quiet guardian. We dismiss it as fantasy, but they know better. For some truths live in the unseen. In dreams, they come not bound by time. They speak in symbols, a room, a song, a scent. And when you wake, something stays with you. A tear you don't understand, a peace you can't explain. That was them. Some souls wander because they were forgotten. No name spoken, no story kept. They fade, not into peace, but into silence. And still, they hope someone will remember. Even a whisper can call them back to light. We don't need to fear the dead. We fear what we don't understand. But the veil is thinner than we think. And on the other side, they are watching, waiting. Not with anger, but with longing to be seen. Sometimes, a soul just needs to be acknowledged. A silent prayer, a lit candle, a story told. These simple acts shine brighter than fear. They open a door not to darkness, but to release. And maybe, to home. Some spirits linger not for themselves, but for us. They wait for us to release the guilt, the grief. Because as long as we're trapped, so are they. Forgiveness becomes a bridge for both sides. And across it, we all can move on. You may never see them clearly, but you will feel the shift when they are finally free. The air will feel lighter, the night quieter, and your heart strangely at peace. That is the goodbye you never heard, now finally spoken. So if you sense a presence, don't fear it. Maybe it's just someone finding their way home. Say a prayer, light a candle, speak their name. You are not alone in this world or the next. And love always finds its way back. Not all who wander are lost. Some are searching for truth, for peace, for connection. They drift between moments, waiting to be seen. To be acknowledged not as ghosts, but as souls. Every act of compassion brings them closer to rest. Have you ever felt watched, but not afraid? That feeling may not be loneliness, but presence. Sometimes, a loved one lingers to protect us. They stand just beyond sight, holding space for us. And we carry their love in ways we don't even know. What if these souls are not asking for help, but offering it? Guiding us through sorrow, standing with us in silence. They become whispers in our intuition. Comfort in grief, courage in fear. They are the unseen hands holding us together. Sometimes, they return just to remind us that love never ends, it only changes form. They are not gone, only transformed. In wind, in light, in the quiet moments between thoughts. They are closer than we believe. To feel them is not weakness, it's grace. You are a bridge between worlds, just by remembering. Light a candle, tell their story, keep them alive with kindness. The veil thins when hearts stay open. This is how we walk together, seen and unseen. So when you walk into silence, listen. When you light a candle, believe. You are never truly alone. And those who once loved you, still do. Their love lingers, long after footsteps fade.